Yeah. So in this question, we are given three tables, okay, or relations. One is the supply table, parts table, catalog table, and we need to write relational algebra queries for these, okay? Like we'll be given certain questions. So the first question is find the name of the suppliers who supply some red parts, okay? So firstly, we need to look at parts and catalog, okay? Because we have color over here and we have a relation between the product and a supplier over here in the catalog. So firstly, we can use natural join on parts and catalog, okay? So it will automatically link together these two tables with the help of the PID. So each product ka corresponding name and color will be joined with the corresponding supplier ID and cost, okay? Now from these, we only need to select the products whose color is red, no? So we'll use a sigma color equal to red. Okay, so this applies on this table. Okay, our sigma operation or selection operation applies on this join table. So it will select only those parts which have a color red. Okay, so we get all the parts which have the color red. Now we need the name of the supplier, right? But in order to get the name, we need to join the supplier table with this catalog table. For that, we can use another natural join, as this thing has a primary key SID and even this table has SID. That is the only thing common between these two tables. So the natural join will automatically join together these two tables, okay? So natural join on this dude and this one. So these two get joined together. Only the suppliers which supply red parts will get joined with this table. And now lastly, we need the names, no? So for the names, we can use the projection operator, and that will go on this entire relation. So projection, and we need only the supplier name, no? So S name. So yeah, this was the first query. Okay, now moving on to the next query, we are asked to find only the SIDs. Okay, so now unlike the previous question where we wanted the name of the supplier, here we do not want the name, we only want the supplier IDs. Okay, so we can get the supplier IDs from this table. What else do we need? We need the supplier IDs of those suppliers who supply red or green parts. Okay, red or green parts. So we'll get the color of the parts from here, and we'll get a supplier ID from this table, no? So we need to link these two tables together using PID, and then we can extract the supplier ID of those those entries or those records that have the color red. Okay, the color red or green. So now we can use a yeah, okay, so firstly we'll join together these two tables, same as before. So we join together parts with catalog. Since we're using natural join, it will automatically look at these two attributes, and since they are the same name and same domain type, it will link those two together and combine these two tables. Okay, so now we want those parts, or we need to select those records whose color is red or whose color is green. Okay, so we need to select those records whose color is red, or we can use this symbol for or, okay, or whose color is green. So if you have red parts or green parts, we need to select it from here. So this will do that. And now we need the SID, no? In this case, we already have the SID from catalog because these two are combined together, no? From catalog, we get the SID. So we can just directly now use our projection operator to get the SID. So this will give us the SID of all those suppliers who supply either red or green parts. Okay, now for the next one, we need the SIDs of the suppliers who supply red parts or are present at this particular address, 221 Packer Avenue. Okay, so now we need what do you say, we need the address and color. So color should be red or address should be 221 Packard Avenue. Okay, so now in order to link these two tables together, we must link parts with catalog, and then we can link catalog with suppliers. No, so let's just do that first. So first we link parts with catalog. Okay, so this will link our SIDs with our parts basically when we do this. Parts with catalog. This is our natural join. So if we link parts and catalog together using natural join, it will link on the basis of the column that is common or attribute that is common. Since both have the attribute PID common to them, it will link these two together based on their PID. Okay. Now we also need the address. No. So in order to gain the address, we need to join this supplier table with our parts and catalog table, and we can do that using another natural join. And so we have a suppliers table that will get linked with this. Okay, since the suppliers table has SID, and the table that is found by joining these two tables also will have a column SID, it will automatically combine our supplier table along with our parts and catalog table together with on the basis of SID. So now from this you get SID, SName, address. From the parts cutting you can get your basically part name and color and part ID, and from your catalog you're basically getting the cost. Okay, SID and PID are not repeated, they'll be mentioned only once, but however they are very crucial while linking together these things together. Okay, so now that we are done with this, we need to find the SIDs of suppliers who supply some red part or at 221 Packard Avenue. So now we need to select those entries which supply red parts. That means the color is red or their address is equal to 221 Packard Avenue. So select those entries whose color is red, or you can use this symbol for or you could just write or. Okay, like either one will do, or, but you need to write only one, you can't write both like this is just for reference. Okay, so or address is equal to 221 Packard Avenue. It should have come in one straight line, but I didn't have space, so I'm writing it here, 221 Packard Avenue. Okay, so now this will select all the records from this table that have color as red for the part or address of the supplier as 221 Packard Avenue. Correct. And what did we made another bracket because this is like nested queries. No, and lastly we need the SIDs. No, so for that we'll use a projection operator, and that will give us the SIDs of all the suppliers that have that supply red parts or have an address of 221 Packard Avenue. Okay, now for the next one, we need to find the SIDs of the suppliers who supply only red parts. Okay, every red part means they supply only red parts. वैसे every red part. Okay, so now we need suppliers. So we need supplier ID. They asked us to find supplier ID of those suppliers that supply red parts. So we basically need to combine these two tables, parts table and catalog table together. We can use natural join because we have PID here, so it will combine on the basis of the product ID. Okay, so once combined, then we need all the supplier IDs which supply red parts. No, so where color is equal to red. वैसे. So over here we can start with first joining the two tables. Sorry. So we have the parts and then we have the catalog. Okay, so now that we have joined this, now we only need to extract the SIDs where the color is red. So firstly we select those records from this table where the color is red. Now that we have done that as well, finally we just need the SIDs. No, so we can do projection for SIDs. So this will give us all the supplier IDs that supply parts having color red. Yeah, okay. Now for the next query, this is fairly simple. We only need to list the parts or list the name of the parts having yellow color. Okay, so let's have a look at parts. Okay, so we need to list the name of those parts having color as yellow. So this is fairly simple. We'll have our parts table firstly. Now we need to select those records having color yellow. So select from table records having color as yellow. Okay, and then finally we need only the name of the parts, no, and the name of the parts is called as p name. So we shall be writing project or select those columns from this record, from this relation, sorry, where the color of the parts is yellow. So all the parts having color yellow, unka names will come over here. वैसे. So this was the fifth one. And for the last one, we need to list the product name, color, PID and cost for all the parts. Okay. So we need product name, color, PID and cost. Product name, color, PID and cost. So now we'll get cost only from this table, no? And we only need to list 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. A PID is the same thing only, 1, 2, 3, 4. We do not need SID. So we only need to project, 4 attributes. Now for that, firstly we must link these two tables together, right? So we'll be linking our parts relation along with our catalog. Okay. And now we need to select all the records, no? So basically if we just leave it as it is, we selected all the records. But what do we want to project from the columns? Okay, from the columns we only want the product name, color, PID and cost, no? So we'll only show those columns. We want the product name, we want the color, the PID and the cost. The rest all columns we are not bothered with. So by performing the projection operation, we can get rid of this column and get only our product name, color, PID and cost. वैसे. So I guess with that we are done with this question.